Hello, good morning and namaste सबैजनामा आज म अलिकता पृथक विषयलाई लिएर तपाईहरु समक्ष उपस्थित भएको छु। तपाईहरु देख्न सक्नुहुन्छ Center for Behavioral Studies CBS-Nepal always deals with various practices and happenings into the society. So today I will be talking about the concept of deschooling. It's not the concept of Ivan Illich, because I'm someone else, so I will be giving my perspectives on it. So Deschooling Nepalese society, it's a lateral perspective on Nepalese general private education system. I'm repeating again, it's all about the private education system for today. Why deschooling or the revision in private educational practices is needed in today's society? It is because most of the teachers, I'm really sorry to say, but most of the teachers, I'm not saying all the teachers, but most of the teachers are like a cheaper robotic speakers assembled in human. Because none of the teachers, let's not say none of the teachers, because most of the teachers today are just come into the classes and deliver whatever is inside the book or whatever is written somewhere, and then they just copy it and then they deliver it in front of the students, right? So who doesn't have any perspective to deliver to their students, because they are just like copying and paste, right? So just they are saying whatever is written somewhere. So I have said the cheaper robotic speakers assembled in human. It's not for all the teachers, because I'm saying there's very few teachers who are really dedicated towards their profession, who are really enthusiastic, and then who are really hard laborious teachers. I would not say all the teachers are like this, but most of the teachers are becoming a cheaper robotic speakers assembled in human, right? So there is need of revising the private education system of Nepal. Further, it is to stop the commoditization of citizen. A child is sold in multiple layers within this education system, because one student goes to the school and then from grade 1 or from grade 2 they start like taking the extra classes, tuition classes, and lots of things, right? There are lots of projects within a private education system. That's good, but what sort of project we are engaging our children in? That is the huge question, right? So whenever there is the season of like planting the rice, why not the schools send their children to their villages instead of like carrying them in a bus and then just take them into the rice field and then just ask them to touch the mud and then just bring them back. This practice will never ever change the attitude of a student towards the plantation of the rice, the production of the rice, right? So this is not practical at all. So this practice has to be changed. It has the students must be sent into their society, into their community with their parents, and then they need to mingle with their relatives. They need to get participated in the plantation process, and then they should come back. Right? Then they will understand the proper way of plantation of the rice and harvesting the rice and all. So this kind of showy kind of projects are really not needed for Nepalese education system. And to stop students being puppet of nonsense institutional system, right? Most of these students are not heard. They are always supposed to follow the rule which are not appropriate for them. One student, one child want to make his hair a bit longer, right? I know there is no significance of having long hair. There is no correlation between having long hair and the study, the ability of the student, studying ability of the student. But still there is some thing called discipline, so they need to maintain it. That's why they are doing it. But if a student is passionate about making his hair long, and then he want to go into the field of acting or kind of thing, and then he or she must get the freedom to make the hairstyle. Okay, it doesn't matter. But if the student has a determination, or it is not the freedom that they want, but it is the wisdom that they want, right? If that is the wisdom of the student, then it has to be allowed. For an example, plus 2 students in morning shift, most of the plus 2 students in Kathmandu Valley, or most of the valleys in Nepal, or like most of the cities, plus 2 students in morning class, it starts from 6, and then a student arrive to the college or school at like 6:15, and then always they get punishment from the college administration, but they never try to explore what is the problem. Public transportation, is it in hand of the student to whom we are punishing every day? Or you are, or the educational institution runners are more capable of addressing those kind of problems? And this sort of silly activities has to get stopped. Okay, it has to get improvised. And most of the students are not informed about with whom they are studying. Faculties and teachers are always hidden in terms of their portfolio. Okay, many students in many colleges and the schools in private sector, they do not have their teachers' portfolio to whom they are studying with. Okay, so this is a huge corruption of educational institutions going on in Nepal. Okay, and then students of even secondary level do not have choice to learn whatever they want. My students, if my student cannot perform in academic sector, but he or she is passionate about music, and then he or she has the determination of being involved in music, and then why should they be bothered with the so-called curriculum, which is not in line with whatever they want to do in the future. So this sort of general education and compulsory education is not productive for Nepalese society. Okay. And another very weird thing that is going on in Nepalese education system is there is 2 to 3 times of buy and sell of a student before and after plus 2 level. Okay. Students are brought from various cities into the capital, or from villages into the cities, and then sold in bridge courses, tuition classes, consultancies, and many different institutions, many different layers of shopkeepers or layers of like businessmen are involved in this educational sector. So this sort of practices must be changed in this particular time. Okay, because this is the right time to hit in this problem. Students pay fees to learn in private education system, and they are shocked with tuition and coaching. If it is so, why should we send our children into the private education? If we have to send them for extra education, for extra tuition classes, coaching classes, all in all, and then why should we pay for their education? Instead, we can send our students in government schools, and then just like send them into the tuition classes and all, and then your monthly fee will be in your saving account. Okay. Where are the products after they passed out the secondary level? They are again sold into labor markets all around the world. They are not produced for the nation. None of these students from so-called reputed educational institutions are for the nation. They are almost all of them are sold out into the global market, labor market. Okay, and then the +2 passed out students, they go to the Australia, America, or like where, and then for what? Just for the labor market. If they get a job of a restaurant waiter, that is a really huge job for our students. That's what we're doing, right? So, respect of a teacher is gradually falling down, right? Money has become only determining factor of an individual's social well-being. Knowledge doesn't work. What works is money. All intellectuals, all the teachers, all are just guided just to earn money at any cost, right? There is no shame on any intellectuals who talks about dignity, who talks about various education and opportunities and globalization and blah 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 blah. But all of them are doing it for the sake of themselves. They're not doing it, they're not speaking it for the nation, for the society. Okay? Students have learned social studies, history and culture of our nation. But our students are still busy making TikTok. None of our students know